Mr. Clerk, you had you were earlier on sworn in, and the council for the county assembly have got only 9 minutes to conclude. You've got 9 minutes to conclude with this particular witness out of your time that had earlier on been shared with the other witnesses. And so, starting now, run through the witness. This document has been shared to the members, and the original version of it has also been shared with the council for the governor. There is a soft copy equally that has been shared, so I believe members have had an opportunity to look at this document. So, council, it's your turn. Check the witness through, mindful of the 9 minutes that is at your disposal.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Jacob.
Yes, please.
I'll take you quickly, because of the time constraints, to page 53 of the Governor's Index 1B. That is a volume of documents. The Governor's Index 1B. 53. You confirm that the County Assembly received that letter?
Yes.
On which date? On the top left corner. Can you see that?
I'm not clear, but is it 14th?
Well, the document is dated 18th of June 2023, correct? Page 53 of the Governor's Volume 1B.
Yes.
It is dated 18th of June 2023.
Yes.
So that is the first submission that is the first list of the nominees that was sent to the County Assembly by the Governor.
Yeah.
Of all the documents that are filed by the Governor that are in contention with respect to the Meru County Revenue Board, that is the document that was sent, the list of nominees, correct?
Yes.
Turn with me to page 57 of the Governor's volume still. The Governor sent another list of nominees on 21st of June, correct?
Yes.
And another one was equally sent on 21st June. That is page 58.
Very true.
58 of the Governor's Volume 1B. And there's a response by the County Assembly, by yourself actually, on page 60 of the Governor's Index.
Yes.
You will agree with me that, but I will read it out in the interest of time, Honorable Speaker. In paragraph 2, the last sentence you say, from our present records, first of all, you make reference to the letters dated 18th and 21st June from the Governor, correct?
Yes.
In the second, in the paragraph 2, the last sentence you say, from our present records, we observe that most of the offices to which the nominees have been forwarded have substantive office holders whose terms are yet to expire. Correct?
Very true.
And the reason, what was the basis for you to say that their terms are yet to expire?
The record in our office of actually nominating those, of vetting the respective nominees.
Yes.
Were very clear that those offices are still occupied. They were to expire around December.
Yes. I'll refer you to page 52 of the County Assembly's Volume 2. For instance, with respect to the Meru County Revenue Board, I want you to confirm whether page 52 of the County Assembly's Volume 2, that is the exhibition supported impeachment motion, the Meru County Revenue Board, the term of the board was extended for 3 years from 15th November 2020, correct?
Yes.
So it means it was expiring in 15th of November 2023, correct? 3 years from 15th of November 2020.
Very true.
So at the time of receiving nominees to the Meru County Revenue Board, in the letter we have seen by the Governor, the letter on page 53 of the Governor's Volume 1B, the Meru County Revenue Board had a fully constituted board, correct?
Yeah.
And therefore the nominees could not have been appointed to those offices unless the existing appointments were revoked?
Yes, or natural attrition.
Or on account of natural attrition?
Yes.
So I'll take you to the County Assembly's volume 2, the letter on page 58. That is a letter you wrote to the county secretary, correct?
Yes.
And what do you tell the county secretary in that letter?
The land,
Are you there?
yeah,
Yes. What do you say in that letter?
the land in approval of board nominees.
Pardon. Before you get there, turn to the governor's page 61 in the other volume, volume 1B of the governor. Page 61. The annexure KM 9 Roman 1. That is a letter by yourself, correct?
Yes.
In response to a letter by the, in fact, you make reference to your letter, to your previous letter dated 20th July.
Very true.
And what do you inform the county secretary in the second paragraph?
This is to kindly note,
This is to kindly make a follow-up on the requested information to facilitate the committee of the forwarded nominees to the various semi-autonomous boards of the county government, to the relevant committees of the assembly for vetting, correct?
Yes.
So you are making a follow-up with the office of the county secretary, correct?
Very true.
And now turn to the document on page 58 on the county assembly's volume 2. In fact, the first letter is a letter on page 60 of the county assembly's volume 2. After you wrote on the 31st of August 2023, did the county assembly ever receive any other response to that letter for that period between 31st August of 2023 until 15th of July? Did you receive any correspondence from the county
Not at
executive?
all. No.
So the next letter you received is on 15th of July 2024, correct?
Yes.
Do you recall what other activity was happening on the 15th of July 2024 in the county assembly?
I think there was an impeachment.
You think there was an impeachment motion?
Yeah.
That is the first impeachment motion that was stopped by the court, correct?
Very true.
So on the date that the impeachment motion was being, in fact, was forwarded to your office, you received a letter from the county secretary accusing you of, at paragraph 2, of deliberately failing to approve and communicate your rejection of the employees, and purporting that you want to cripple the overall performance of the government agencies, correct?
Very true.
And you respond with a letter on page 58, correct? That is 2 days later, on 17th of July, correct?
Yes.
What do you tell the county secretary at paragraph 2? At paragraph 1, you make reference to your earlier letter of 20th July, which was close to a year later, because we are in 17th of July 2024. The previous correspondence, when you are making the follow-up, was on 17th of July, was on 20th of July 2023, correct?
Yes.
There was a letter of 31st of August 2023, which you sent to them from the governor's own documents, correct?
Yes.
So, at paragraph 2, what do you tell the county secretary? Or let me read so that you can agree with me for the benefit of time.
Yeah.
As per our communications, the assembly repeatedly requested additional information and clarifications regarding the filling of available vacancies in the respective boards. Then you urge them at paragraph 3, kindly refer to the aforementioned letters for clarity, and the assembly remains willing. So, at all times, would you say that the county assembly was intentional in crippling the functions of the county executive?
It's not true.
So, the governor, did the governor respond to that letter? A letter dated, or rather, you can turn with me to page 62.
No. Not yet.
The letter at page 62 of the governor's volume 1B. page 62 of the Governor's Volume 1B. That is the response by the Governor, correct?
Yes,
The response by the County Secretary
by the County Secretary, not the Governor.
to your letter dated 17th of July, correct?
Yeah.
So say for these correspondences, I want you to check in your register, your original register, the one that has been, copies have been made and availed to the clerk. Specifically, did your office receive the letters dated, the letter on page 54 of the Governor's Volume 1B? Turn with me to page 54 of the Governor's Volume 1B. That is a blue copy, Honorable Speaker. The Governor's Volume 1B. The letter dated 18 September 2023.
Counsel, your time is up. I'm giving you 30 seconds to conclude on what you need to ask for the witness to respond.
Honorable Speaker, I'll just take 2 minutes to conclude on this question. It is the very reason why I called this witness. Just 2 minutes.
Just close in 1 minute.
Very well. Honorable Mr. Witness, the document at page 54. The document at page 54, that is the letter dated 18 September 2023. The document at page 55, still of the Governor's Volume 1B, and the document at page 56 of the Governor's Volume 1B. Did your office receive these 3 letters?
Not yet.
I want you to confirm from your original register.
They are not in my record so far.
So from your record on 18th of September, is there any document that you received from the County Secretary?
Not yet.
From your records, this is the register that you maintain in your office.
Yes. For all correspondences.
On the 18th of January, that is the letter at page 55. 11th January, rather, Mr. Speaker, did you receive any letter?
Not at all.
You did not receive any letter dated 11th January?
Yes.
Did you receive any letter dated 18th of September 2023, the last page? 18th of December, that is the document appearing on page 54.
No.
So, to the best of your knowledge, are these documents legitimate documents that were served upon your office, or are they forgeries that are manufactured for the purpose of hoodwinking this honorable house?
I want to confirm that these documents are not in my records, and therefore they must have been authored outside my office.
Is it a coincidence that
Counsel, your time is up. Your time is up.
Very well.
Yield the witness to the governor's team.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will the witness for course of examination.
Mr. Speaker, we had been given 1 hour, which we used 20 minutes for the first witness and approximately 10 minutes for the other witness. I will not use my entire 30 minutes, but I just want to confirm that's the range of time that I have. I'll use very less than that.
That's the position.
Thank you so much. Mr. Jacob, let me just have your full name kindly so that I'm able to call you formally.
Jacob Kirari.
Jacob Kirari, thank you so much. Jacob, you are brought to this house for the limited purpose of producing that register. True or not true?
Yeah.
You are brought to this house today to produce this register before this house.
Yes.
Thank you. For how long have you served as a clerk of Meru County Assembly?
From 2020.
From 2020.
Yes.
Does Meru County Assembly have any other register for receiving correspondence, or that is the only register?
We use register when it's full, we open another one. for purposes of accountability.
At the moment, so does Meru County Assembly operate multiple registers simultaneously, or does it operate one register at a time?
One register at a time.
Thank you. When was that register opened, the one you have?
It was opened on 15th September 2023.
Are you sure of that fact? Answer that question. Are you sure of that fact?
Yes.
There are papers you are holding with your hand. You have opened many papers. Yes, those ones. What are those papers? There are papers, yes. Remove that stapler. But why have you stapled them? That's one of the things I wanted to ask you. Do those papers show correspondence? Do they show correspondence?
No, because they are not carrying all the details necessary.
You are answering a completely different question. Do they show correspondence?
No.
What do they show?
It was just a writing, which actually are not details.
Yes, those writings are something. What are those writings? Okay, let's go systematically. Open the very first page of that book. The very first page. Are we there?
Yes.
It is divided into columns, isn't it?
Yes.
Those columns have headings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Read for us column 1.
Date.
Date of what?
It was just date.
Column 2.
Particulars.
Of what?
Or content of the item.
Column 3.
Request.
Column 4.
Authorized to buy.
Column 5.
Signature.
Column 6.
Nothing.
Okay, let's go to the place called particulars. No, don't close that page. Let's go to the page called particulars. Read the first entry, the very first row. What particulars are entered there?
If you miss.
Second column.
Lunch allowance.
Sorry?
Lunch allowance. Second column is Phineas Mwenda.
Those entries, sorry, you're actually looking at the second page of that document, aren't you?
Yes.
Those entries began being entered on that document when?
2015.
Look at the cover page of that document. Look at the cover page. The cover. It states what the book is, isn't it? What's the title of that book?
Memo registers.
It is a memo register. Yes? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So there are memos from page 2 of that book. True or not true?
I want to explain that.
You will not explain. Answer my question. There are memos from page 2 of that book, aren't there?
Yes.
Those memos run from which date? What is the first date when the first memo is registered in that book?
25th, 2015.
Sorry?
25th June 2015.
Move to the entry of 17th November 2015.
17th.
Yes. Correct?
Yeah.
There is a memo on that date, isn't it?
Just facilitation.
There's a memo for facilitation on that day.
Yeah.
Is that true or not true?
It's recorded, yes, facilitation, but not.
Sorry, Jacob. I'm going to I mean, we're just starting.
It is true.
It is true.
Yeah.
After that memo entered in that register on 17th November 2015, when is the next entry of any memo or letter in that register?
We closed it there.
I've asked you a simple and straightforward question.
No other in respect to facilitation.
What other entry is entered in that book?
Other entries as from 15th November actually is
Of which year?
2023.
2023.
That is the time.
There is no entry of a memo being received in that register from 17th November 2015 to 15th November 2023, a period of 8 years. True or not true?
There are other memos, there are other registers in the office.
Sorry?
There could be other registers there.
I thought you told me that you don't operate multiple registers simultaneously.
Yes.
So if you don't operate multiple registers simultaneously, that book was not full, was not filled as at 17th, but let's move step by step. How many pages of that hardcover book are full as at 17th November 2015?
4 of them.
Only 4 pages in a book of how many pages in total?
This could be 384 pages.
384 pages. You have 380 pages to go by the time you receive the last memo of 17th November 2015. True or not true?
True.
The next memo to be received in that book or correspondence is 15th November 2023. Did I get you right?
15th November, September.
You said 15th September?
Yes.
Okay, let's use September. 15th September 2023, almost 8 years down the line, your office is not receiving and registering correspondence.
No, they were.
Where were they being registered?
If it were not for those particular period.
Where were they being registered?
In other registers.
So you were running multiple registers simultaneously.
Then.
You are running multiple registers in the period between 17th November 2015 and 15th September 2023.
Doesn't mean multiple. Could it be our register?
No, we are dealing with facts, Mr. Jacob. We are not dealing with hypotheses.
Yes.
Either you are dealing with multiple registers or not. Between 17th November 2015 and 15th September 2023, you are running multiple registers for receiving correspondence.
Not true.
Sorry?
Not true.
You are running one register.
Yeah, when it gets filled, then you open another one.
I thought we agreed. Okay. When was that register first used to record correspondence? Which day?
First.
Yes.
That is 2015.
No, give me the date.
25th.
25th? Give me the date.
25th June 2015.
25th June 2015.
Yeah.
It has 384 pages.
Yes.
Ordinarily, filling that book means using all pages. Does it have any other meaning?
Yeah, it will depend with the content which you are using there.
I'm saying filling that book means using all pages, the book getting used up.
Yes.
Am I correct in that understanding?
Yes.
When was that book completely used up? To date?
When?
Yes.
It's not yet over.
It's not yet over. So that is the register.
But still.
But that register of yours, after 17th November 2015, the office of the clerk, Meru County Assembly, receives no letter for 8 years until 15th September 2023. Mr. Jacob, does that make sense to you?
Not true.
Does that make sense to you?
We just brought the register that has issues.
There are other registers without issues.
Yes.
So you are running multiple registers.
No, when a register is over,
Mr. Jacob, where are those registers without issues? Where are they as we speak now?
they're in the office.
Why didn't you bring them for us to fully interrogate this question?
I got this information yesterday.
Mr. Jacob, what is your professional background?
Me,
Yes, you.
I'm a clerk.
Which area of learning are you an expert in? For example, I am a lawyer by training. Then I can be a teacher, I can be an advocate, I can be a speaker of this assembly, but I'm a lawyer. And you?
I'm a finance.
Sorry?
Bachelor in finance.
Finance people are very good at record keeping, Mr. Jacob.
LLB.
Sorry?
Degree.
Sorry?
Also law degree.
Oh, you have a law degree?
Yes.
That's the shocking news of this evening for me, Mr. Jacob, for good reason. So we can talk the same language.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much. Mr. Jacob, you know as a law graduate that if facts are within your peculiar knowledge as the multiple registers you have not brought here, and you don't bring here, a fact finder like these senators must make an adverse finding against you on that fact. Did you learn that in the law of evidence?
Yes.
Thank you. So you are knowledgeable in that area.
Yeah.
I'm therefore inviting these senators to make an adverse finding that had you brought those registers, these things you are saying are not in the registers would have been found there. Isn't that invitation sound in the law of evidence that you learned?
Actually, it's as a result of time when I was told this.
Isn't that suggestion of mine sound in the law of evidence that you and me learned?
Yes.
Thank you. So let's move, let's now make progress. Let's now make progress. Look at the governor's bundle 1B. 1B. My assistant will show you.
Oh.
Master will show you. That is a letter received in your office, isn't it?
Very true.
Thank you. And that the receipt of that letter is not disputed, isn't it?
Yes.
Go to your register and show us where you have indicated that receipt of that letter. Which page in your register shows that letter received? Check the date, because the register operates on along the lines of date.
The register, which is here, actually starts from September
By the way, let me ask you, you said you became the clerk when?
2020.
Where is the register of the documents you have been receiving since you became clerk in 2020?
In the office.
Sorry?
In the office.
How many pages is it?
It will depend with what is.
How many pages is it?
It will depend with what is in the store.
Sorry?
Any register in the store we can use.
Is that register full?
The one in the office?
Yes.
Yes.
Where is it?
It is in the office.
You didn't think it fit to bring it here?
I never bring it here.
Let's go to page 65 of Governor's Bundle 1B. That's a letter undisputedly received in your office.
Very true.
Where is evidence of receipt of that letter in your register?
Also, I told you that the register I have starts the issue of this correspondence as from.
The register you have starts from 25th June 2015. You are the one who has read it for us.
There's a different content.
Sorry?
That part of it was slightly used for facilitation, but here we.
Sorry, what is the title of that book you are holding?
It doesn't matter, but.
Sorry, it matters, Mr. Jacob. Titles matter. What is the title of that book you are holding?
Memo register.
Does it have any other title for any other purpose? Is there any other title on that book anywhere?
There isn't.
There isn't. So that is a memo register. What do you understand by a memo register?
It's a register that we record memos.
It's a register in which you record memos.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
From that cover page, we then go to page 2, which is the first place where the first entry is made. Yes?
Yeah.
That is 25th June 2015.
Yes.
Then we run simultaneously with that document bearing the name of memo register up to 17th November 2015. Fact or not true?
Yeah. No problem. The content we are talking about is starting from 15th September 2023.
I am talking about the content of that book. That book is a book. By the way, this is a government register, isn't it?
Not in, it is.
This register is a government book. It's a book used by the government of Kenya.
Yes.
And if you are me, like a responsible citizen, you will take government seriously. Do you take government seriously?
Of course.
Thank you. This serious government has told us what that book is used for on the cover.
Cover should not actually be the content.
That book you are holding has told us what that book is used for on the cover.
Yeah.
The use of that book is?
Memo register.
That book has not told us any other purpose on its cover.
It's true.
Look at page 59 of volume 1B. That is a letter undisputedly received in your office.
True.
Where is it received in that register?
Also, I told you any record not from September. I don't have it here.
By the way, that letter is received in the period after 25th June 2015. Yes?
Yes.
When that book you are holding is in existence.
Yeah.
This letter I've shown you at page 59 is received after 25th June 2015.
Yes.
When that book you are holding as a register is in existence.
It was not by then. This book was not.
When was that book manufactured? When was it bought by Meru County government?
It was bought in 2015. But
correct. That's what I'm saying. It was in existence.
Actually, it's not a must that we consistently. It was being used slightly for other purposes before we corrected the use.
Mr. Jacob, are you a respecter of yourself?
Yes.
Thank you. Look at page 58 of volume 1B. Yes? When is that that letter is undisputedly received in your office?
Very true.
Where is it indicated in that register?
As I said, I don't have that register.
And yet that letter is received during the subsistence of this book?
Yes.
Thank you. Let us go to the transactions of 28 September 2023. There is a letter received in your office on that day. No, I'm talking about the register. The register shows a letter received in your office on that day.
20?
I told you 28 September 2023.
Yes.
Who received it in your office from your register?
My secretary, Joy.
You can see the name of your secretary, Joy, against that letter.
Yeah, 28 September 2023.
Honorable Senators, that is part of the document photocopied and before you on page 1. If you look at column 2, that's the column in which documents are received. And I want you to look at the second last entry on the first page, 28 September 2023. So that when we began this morning, Mr. Speaker, we talked about lying. We talked about that word. It was a bit controversial, but I want to contextualize it. 28 September 2023. Mr. Jacob, are you there?
Yes.
Who has committed herself or himself as receiving that letter in your office?
There was a letter received 28 September 2023, which...
I'm talking about the second last entry. The second last entry.
Last.
Yes, 28 September. Professor Jotham Mishemi, EBS. You see that letter? You see Professor Jotham or something, Mishemi, EBS?
Yes.
Who received that letter in your office?
It's Joy.
Where is that entry?
You can see the same 28 just...
No. I'm talking about a particular... Joy makes an entry against every letter. You can see 9th September, 19th, every letter, 20th September, 22nd September. You see 22nd, let's go 22nd. You see 22nd September?
Yes.
You see Joy has received a letter from CECM Agric.
Yeah.
The same 22nd September, there's a letter from CECM Finance. You see it?
True.
Who received it?
Joy.
On the same day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go to 28th, the second last letter. Who has indicated having received it?
She has not, but the same.
No. Who has indicated as having received it?
Nobody.
Nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the record you want this assembly to rely on to make a decision in this matter.
It's true.
This is the record.
Yeah, it's
On a serious matter like impeaching a governor.
This is a truthful record.
I'm asking you,
Yeah.
this is the record you want this Senate to rely on to remove a governor from office. Not to caution, not to want to remove a governor from office. You know how serious that
My
enterprise
idea is to protect the integrity of that office.
Let's look at page 60 of the bundle. You know, I can't see clearly. Are those 10 minutes? Thank you so much. Let's go to page 60 of bundle 1B. Who is the author of that letter?
It's me.
What are you saying in that letter in 1 minute?
Can you read it for me?
Okay, let me read it for you.
Yeah.
I would ask the County Assembly's Council to put their copy to the witness so that we use the microphones properly for record for the Hansard purposes. Volume 1B of the Governor's documents, page 60. The County Assembly's Council, kindly put the document to your witness. Mr. Ndego, my time is running very fast. Kindly give the witness the document so that we make progress. Mr. Witness, that is your letter.
It is my letter.
You are referring to the letters from the County Secretary dated 18th and 21st June 2023.
Very true.
The subject of this letter is nominees to various semi-autonomous boards of the County Government of Meru.
Yes.
As at 21st July 2023, you admit that the Meru County Governor had nominated various nominees to semi-autonomous boards of the County Government of Meru.
Yeah, we received those lists.
Correct. Those boards are the same boards that the governor is accused of not appointing people to in this impeachment. True or not true?
Very true.
Thank you. The law requires the County Assembly to approve those nominees before the governor appoints them. True or not true?
Very true.
As at 21st July last year, you had received the governor's nominees.
Yes, but
thank you. Now let's go to paragraph 2.
Not to be acted upon because
let's go to paragraph 2.
There were no existing vacancies.
Let's go to paragraph. By the way, let's deal with this fairly fast. The governor wrote to you seeking to know which of those offices had vacancies. Do you remember that correspondence?
I think they have record.
Do you remember that correspondence?
No.
You don't remember. By the way, as a clerk, you received these nominees and vetoed them. You never tabled them to the assembly.
No, that's not right.
Okay, let's read. Paragraph 2 reads, and I quote, "Would wish to kindly inform you that my office is unable to recommend the same for their consideration to be transmitted to the County Assembly." Is that a correct reading or am I exaggerating?
Can you repeat?
I'm reading paragraph 2. Would wish to kindly inform you that my office is unable to recommend the same for their consideration to be transmitted to the County Assembly for action. Is that a correct reading of what you wrote?
Yes, because
by your office you meant the office of clerk.
Yes.
You believe that in law the office of clerk can veto documents before they are tabled for the assembly?
Not the issue of vetting. It is the issue of procedure.
So which procedural step had been failed?
Under Section 6 of Appointment Act, Counter Approval Act.
Let's go to the next paragraph. You said this is largely because we observe that there may be missing information on the status of the offices the nominees have been nominated to occupy. Are we clear at that point? Yes?
Yes.
Which offices are these you are referring to?
These semi-autonomous bodies.
Sorry?
The semi-autonomous bodies.
Which ones? Give us their names.
Nominees like the revenue bond and the rest.
Sorry?
Nominees for revenue bond and other agencies.
Mr. Clerk,
Yes.
did you ever table this letter from the governor's office to the county assembly?
Yes, it was.
Where is the memo tabling them?
We never tabled this one when we wanted the clarification. When a letter is received in the office of the clerk, as a matter of procedure, the clerk has to check the compliance of that letter.
You know, you are dealing with
that we can now forward to the speaker.
You are dealing with the House of Parliament, Mr. Jacob.
Very well.
Are you aware that when letters are tabled, they're actually endorsed as tabled? They're actually endorsed on the first. You see an endorsement.
That stage was not yet. When they come to the office of the speaker, as per the law, they are public appointments, County Assembly Approval Act, Section 6(4).
Now let's move to the next.
All these documents has to be launched through the office of the clerk.
Let's move to the next stage. You say from our present records, we observe that most of the offices, not all of them, most of the offices which nominations have been forwarded to have substantive holders. Now, which are those most that had substantive holders, and which are those least that didn't have substantive holders?
According to the County Assembly record,
I've asked you which, I want you names of offices. Which are those most that had substantive holders? Which are those least that didn't have substantive holders?
yeah, when we checked, according to what we are approved.
Give me the names so that we identify the most. Sorry?
But they are there in record.
Which ones? We want to know. This,
Like,
this Senate must make a decision factually.
Like the microfinance,
Who was the office holder?
the bond.
Who are the office holders?
The bond is there in the law.
Who are the office holders?
I don't remember of it.
Does your letter tell us which office was still occupied by anyone? That letter.
By that time.
That letter, does it tell us which office was still held by an office holder?
No, but
you find that to be proper correspondence
it's
without
out
particulars.
Of what they submitted, of
in
course.
good conscience, you find that to be proper correspondence without particulars.
But they know what they submitted.
You, as a clerk, the CEO of Meru County Assembly, find that to be proper correspondence without particulars. You find it to be good correspondence.
Yeah, the communication.
Do you regret this kind of correspondence?
Not at all.
Without particulars, you can stand by it.
Yeah, I can stand by it.
You wanted the governor to take remedial action for something you have not given any specifics.
The county secretary.
The county secretary was corresponding for the governor. It was from the office of governor. Do you remember that?
Very true.
Thanks. You wanted the governor to take remedial action for something you have not particularized.
Of course.
You, Jacob, wanted the governor Meru County to take remedial action for something you have not particularized. Is that correct?
I told you what.
Did you particularize?
We questioned what they said.
Did you particularize which office is occupied? You did not.
Yeah.
So you wanted the governor to take remedial action for something you have not particularized.
Yeah, he could have inquired.
Mr. Jacob, when will you people end this manifest malice against this governor? When do you propose to end it?
What?
When do you propose to end this manifest malice against this governor?
No malice to governor. Me.
When do you propose to end it?
Who?
You.
I'm not supposed even to handle such a situation.
Sorry?
I'm an officer. I'm not a politician.
Correct. So
Yes.
when do you propose to end this malice against the governor?
There is no malice to the governor.
You want to say that it is the right thing to do to ask the governor to take remedial action for boards that you have not specified, whose people who you are saying are occupying the offices are not specified.
That cannot limit the big responsibility from the other office to inquire even more.
Did you have a responsibility?
Council Longoya, your time is up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rest at that.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, may I then request that the Senate retains the original register, because what the copies they have and the register, the physical one, from my questions you can tell there's a big discrepancy.
That point is noted. We'll make appropriate arrangements for that. Council for the Assembly. Council for the Assembly. You recall that your time is up. I believe then that you do not expect any opportunity other than the discretion of the chair to permit you in the shortest time possible if there is any re-exam.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I kindly beg your indulgence that you humbly allow me to ask a few questions in re-exam.
Mr. Speaker, I may have to raise on that issue because there's something called equality of arms. The County Assembly had 3 hours and 10 minutes to deal with their first witness. We were given 1 hour strictly with no extension. The 20 minutes we were given ate into our time of cross-examining the other witnesses. Mr. Speaker, it would be impossible for the public following these proceedings to get a feeling that there is a even-handedness if this county government is adding 1 more minute. You notice, Mr. Speaker, I stopped my question in between. I stopped my question in the tracks when you stopped me. This county government is the real author of all misfortunes of time mismanagement today, the 19th day of August, 2023.
You've made your point.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I urge that you deny them that.
You must have noted the fact that I notified the council that they didn't have any extra time because they ate into their time in the earlier proceedings. But nonetheless, I will exercise my discretion. I'll allow you 2 minutes both to ask and to respond. So it will be up to you to decide how to utilize the 2 minutes, whether to ask the question or whether to allow the witness to get an opportunity to respond.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators. My name is Eric Murioki. Mr. Witness, in your exam, what was that book used for and at what date?
Actually, this book was from September, has been used for correspondences that are received and that goes out of the office.
Now, you were asked about some documents appearing on pages 59 and 60, the ones that their authenticity is not controverted.
Very true.
In response to that question, or in follow-up to that question, I wanted to look at pages 54, 55, and 56 of the Governor's 1B.
Yes.
Are those documents that were received by your office?
They are not. It's a forged document.
Are the issues of confusion or the issues of the dates in that book in any way an answer to those forgeries and those documents that were never received by you?
Yeah, in my record, they were never received in my office.
And my question is, the questions you have been asked here about that book, are they in any way an answer to those forged documents that you have referred
Not
to?
at all. They are meant actually to divert this criminal activity which was going on.
Now, when did you become the clerk?
2019, that is 2020.
And why are the first few pages of that book stapled?
Actually, it's as a result of when the secretary possibly were using this one and found.
Honorable members, we've got 18 minutes to the close of the day, and you are all aware that we cannot go beyond midnight. I know members have got questions or clarifications they might need to have with the witness, and we should do this in under 10 minutes to allow us to adjourn the session in good time. I have got requests on the dashboard from among the members, and we will end when time ends. So I'll start with the members who have requests. By show of hand, who has any clarification to make? Because I'm very sure it's not all the members whose Senator Cherargei, Senator Olekina, Senator Muma. Very well. I'll start with Senator Cherargei.
Clerk, mine is a quick one. In the, I don't know whether the witness is distracted. Just a quick one. In this letter written to you, summoned by the Senate, Mr. Jacob Kirari.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
I can see that you were supposed, the letter was specific, that you confirm authenticity of the letters 18 September 2023, 2024, 11 January 2024, and then number 2, provide the official register of the documents as maintained by the office of the clerk of the county assembly.
Yes, true.
How many registers would you have brought? Was it convenient for you to bring? How many registers do you have? And was it convenient for you to bring all the registers that you run in the county assembly to refer to your correspondence? Finally, as a clerk, were you confirmed as substantive clerk of Meru County Assembly, or you are in acting capacity? And finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, in keeping records of the County Assembly of Meru, are there records outside the official correspondences that are given out? Are there records that you keep in soft copy? That is, in short, do you have ICT policy in terms of storage of data or correspondence within the County Assembly? I submit, Chair.
Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and honorable members. Is that we use these registers from September 2023.
I want to direct you. We have got less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
To that question, respond to it in under 1 minute and do not give stories.
It was not convenient for me to bring all other registers because of the short period I received.
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is straightforward. I've listened to the witness being cross-examined by the governor's attorney, and I've also listened to him giving the same answering when he was being re-examined by his attorney. And the question to me, which I want to be clear, is that were these documents ever received in your office? Because when you were being asked by the attorney for the governor, you made responses to the affirmative. But when you are being re-examined, you introduce a new word and say it's a forgery. So which is which? You know, that to me really bothers me. I want to be clear, because if you look at volume 1B of the governor, from page 55 all the way to page 68, there are letters which have got stamps from your office. The governor's lawyer has also referred you to the register, and in your submissions you affirmed that that record was indeed a record from your office. So which is which? Did you ever receive? Is it a forgery? And if it is, which statement do you stand with? Do you stand with the statement you gave during your re-examination, or the statement that you gave during the cross-examination?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And honorable senators, the questions which have been asked by the governor's counsel did not relate at all to the 3 documents which are purported to come from my office. What the senior counsel questioned me about is about June and other record behind that. But what has been forged is those appearing as from September to March. And these are the ones I've confirmed that they are forged. Even the way the stamp has been put, and you compare with any other correspondence from my office, you realize that this was actually an act of just fraudulent act in those 3 documents. And Mr. Speaker, because I received a correspondence from the county secretary the other day about the same delayed, that is on 17th July. We received in the same book, and
Mr.
it is
Clerk,
here.
you have responded to the question. I will allow 2 last clarifications, one by Senator Muma and Senator Joyce. Senator Muma, you will listen to both, then you respond to both of them at once.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Clerk, you are the clerk of Meru County Assembly. I believe your staff must have assisted in the impeachment process in Meru. So you are familiar with all the counts, all the charges, including the charge number 2 around appointment to the boards. When you came here, you are aware about what you're coming to give evidence about. Can you truly tell the Senate that you are not able to bring other registers that have the entries for the letters that you say you received, but only gave this register, which you're now disowning because you have another one that you actually have the correct entries in? Do you want us to believe that?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Wait, Mr. Clerk. Senator Joyce, ask the question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to raise the question to the clerk. The clerk give admissibility of a motion to the County Assembly. I would like to know what has been his technical advice to the County Assembly, bearing in mind, Honorable Speaker, that they have done this is the 3rd impeachment motion, which I know they have been using the public resources, and what has been his technical advice on the same impeachment motions, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Mr. Clerk, answer those 2 questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first question is about the registers and the nomination in respect to the motion. I want to say that I was aware of these 3 documents only about the bond, and actually was to remind the office of the clerk to simply to ensure that the bond are in place. But Madam Senator, when I came here and got the 3 letters that are purported to have come from the county secretary, that's the time I realized that because I had full knowledge of how we communicate with the county secretary and when we communicated, because the issue was actually in July, and these letters are appearing between September and January and March, then I sensed something is not right, because the recent letter over the same issue came on 17th July. So that's the time now, and it is recorded. Even that of July is recorded in this register. That's the time I realized that there was a sinister motive to actually set those 3 letters to show that they are reminding us. Number 2, actually, when they brought the nominees in assembly around July, and we questioned that those offices are not vacant unless they advise otherwise whether they are vacancies. They stayed for the last 6 months, and we reminded them that still they never responded to our letter on clarity as how those vacancies, whether those vacancies existed and how. It's only July 17 that they just brought another letter, but still worried because the same position stood. That's why I responded very fast. And that is the position. The 3 letters I disown totally. That of September to March, they are not from my office, even if you see them and how they are stamped.
You have responded, Mr. Clerk. Answer the other question.
The other question about my advice as to the procedure of this impeachment, Mr. Speaker, the work of the clerk, as you are aware, when the proper procedures and relevant laws has been complied to, the clerk definitely, we usually talk with the members, but when they see that there is a breach of laws and other issues, of course, that is their role. And when they comply with the relevant law as per the standing orders, they bring the document to my office. Definitely, I would love to act on them.
Yes, proceed to conclude on that if you had not concluded. Thank you very much. Senator Eddy, what is it that has come up your mind to clarify?
Chair, because of the lack of the registers that I didn't see, and if I get it correctly, Clerk, you've been clerk since 2020. Other than the documents that you have alluded to in these volumes that have been forged,
yes.
Since the governor got into office till to date,
yes.
Have you received or had any correspondences that have got forgery in nature?
Not at all. We have been having very cordial relationship as to record and the rest.
Let me just finish my question. Other than the documents that we are talking about here, have there been any other documents in any correspondence whatsoever from the office of the governor that allude to forgery to this magnitude?
No.
Thank you. You've been answered. I want to close this, honorable members. Let's not reopen any clarification. Senator Joyce, what is it that is burning?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to know the cost implication of this process, these impeachment motions that has been done from the first to the last one. And finally, Honorable Speaker, if there is an appeal case, how much have they used? These are public funds, Honorable Speaker.
Clerk, are you able to answer that question?
Mr. Speaker, we have never gotten to an extent of leaving this honor of house on the matter of impeachment to where we go to court. And where I stand as a clerk,
are you able to answer the question as to the cost implication?
I cannot answer the cost implication so far because we don't incur.
Very well, you are not able to answer. Say you are unable to answer, you do not know the cost. That should be your simplest answer, right?
There is no cost.
Thank you. Honorable members, that brings us to the end of this session. Senator Joyce, order please. Let's all be standing rise.